Alright, so this is the first lesson in Chapter 9. Like I said, Chapter 9 is super short. There's only 4 lessons. Okay? What do you see a lot of on your note taker? Graphs. There's a lot of graphing in this lesson. So, there's a saying that I need you to be very mature about, but it helps memorize how to graph lines. The saying is called, can y'all see this? Write it down. H-O-I-V-U-X. H-U-I-V-U-X. Or if you want to spell it out, you would say Hoy-Vux. This helps in memorizing how to graph lines. If it starts with a y, if your equation starts with y equals, then it has to be a horizontal line. Horizontal looks like the horizon. It goes side to side. If your line starts with x equals, it has to be a vertical line. Vertical goes up and down. That's how I memorize how to graph lines. Now, okay, so what's the 0 and the U stand for? Well, if it's a horizontal line, it has a 0 slope, and it starts with y. So this is your slope. I'm going to put M because M stands for slope. If it's a vertical line, its slope is undefined, and it starts with x. Okay, we'll come back to this, but this is how we memorize how to actually draw lines. Now, how many of you looked in a mirror before you left home this morning? Okay, a good amount of us looked in some kind of mirror today. If you didn't look in a mirror this morning, have we all looked in a mirror today? At some point, when you walk in the bathroom, there's mirrors. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Your reflection, me, you, the thing in front of the mirror. You see your reflection. What we're doing today is we're reflecting lines over a graph. Okay, you're reflecting lines over a graph. When it's a reflection, all you're doing is flipping a figure. We're going to learn how to flip, how to slide, how to turn. Each one of those is a lesson. Flip is 1, slide is 2, rotate is 3, and then 4, you have to do them all on one thing. So it's really not bad. Okay? So, back before there were cell phones and apps, and there was a time where we didn't have those things. In my lifetime. And can I tell you this? In my lifetime, the promenade did not exist. When we were in middle school, we either went to Del Toro or Hunan. That was it. It's still there. Okay, so back before you, there was a lot of time before you came to this earth. And there was a lot of boring stuff.
You hung out at a Chinese restaurant?
That's where we went to dinner.
I'm not complaining.
Okay, so when you're reflecting, it's a flip of a figure in a line called the line of reflection. When you're flipping it over a line, that line is called the line of reflection. Okay, our original gangster is going to come back in this lesson, our OG. Okay, so you're going to have OG points. You're going to have original points. These points right here are your OG points. They're your original. They are already graphed right here. Okay, it tells you that it wants to graph the image over the line x equals 1. So we have to find the line x equals 1 and flip all of these points over it. Well, they have already graphed this line for us, but if it starts with an x, then what kind of line is it? It's vertical, so you'd go over to 1 and you'd put a line right here at vertical. So this line right here is the line x equals 1. Okay, in this case, there's 3 different cases in this lesson. In example 1, if you want to find the reflection, M is how many boxes away from the line. So its reflection is going to be 1 the other way. So if this is M, then its reflection is going to be right here. So listen to this real quick. You have your point M. The new image, so when you're reflecting it, the new image is still called M, but you have to put this little apostrophe afterwards. That's the new image. It's called M prime. Michael Wheeler, are you listening? It's called M prime. That's how you tell the difference between the OG and the new. The OG, the original, is just M. The new is called M prime. M apostrophe. So this point right here, if we label it, it's going to be called M prime. Okay? Now, K is over here. How many boxes away from the line of reflection is it? It's 2. So if you count, you go 1, 2. So I have to reflect it the same amount over the line. So how many more do I have to go? 2 more. So this is going to be your K prime. So I'm counting. The new image, or the original image, is 1. So I have to keep going 1 the other way. The original image is 2 away. So to get to the new, I have to go 2 the other way. How many boxes is J away from the line? So how many more do I have to keep going? I have to keep going 1 the other way. So this is J prime. I've done J, I've done K, I've done M. Who's left? How many boxes away is L? So how many do I have to go the other way?
Why do you have to go?
Well, if this is L right here, it was 1 box away from the line. So to find its reflection, it has to be 1 the other way. It should be the same distance from the line on both sides. Okay, so go ahead and connect your dots to actually make your shape. Okay, that's case 1. So in example B, have they plotted your original point? No. Let's change colors and plot your original points. Here's your 0, 0 right here. So from there, go plot these original points. Go plot J, K, L, M. So you start at the middle. J is over 2, up 3. So this is what your original should look like. I did my original points, my OG points, in pink. I did the original points in pink. All I did was graph them. Which line are we reflecting these points over? What is the name of the line? Y equals -2. So we have to plot this line. Well, if it starts with a Y, it has to be horizontal. Show me with your arm what horizontal looks like. Because you look at the horizon. When you look at the horizon at the beach, it's flat. So if you go to -2, draw a flat line at -2. This is the line Y equals -2. From there, try to plot the reflection. Now, in this case right here, we went side to side this way, right? Because the line was vertical. Now the line's horizontal, so instead of going from here to here, it has to go from up to down. So let's look at L. How many boxes away is L? It's 1. From here to here is just 1 box. So how many do I have to go the other way? Or keep going this way, right? So this would be L prime. So L prime is right here. How many boxes away is K? 4. Now stay on this same line. So you want to stay on the same line and just go 4 the other way. What about J? 5. So go to your line of reflection and count down 5. Y'all following me? And then M is how many boxes away? 3. So you go to your line of reflection and count down 3. And then I'm going to go ahead and connect the dots. Yes, but I don't make you write down your points on this one, but you will starting in this next example. All right, so that's the first case. There's 3. That's the first type of reflections. So this one was just reflecting over a line. In example 2, we have to start reflecting over axes. So either the X or Y axis. When you have a graph, these original lines, these are your axis. So this is the X axis, and then up and down is your Y axis. So you want to reflect a line over the whole axis. So look right here. Let's go ahead and write our original points in pink, or whatever color you used. When I used pink, what color did you use?
Pink.
Okay, so you use pink with me. So let's write our OG points. So what I'm doing right here, guys, is I'm taking these points, these same exact ones right here. Hey, are you two with me? Come on, stay with me. Rewrite these 4 points. A is 1, 1. B is 3, 2. C is 4, negative 1. D is 2, negative 3. Because there's a trick here, and it's easier if you see these points. So from the OG to the new, it's going to look like this. Our new points are going to be A prime, B prime, C prime, and D prime. Okay, here's the trick. You want to reflect over the X axis. We're reflecting over the X axis. So here is the trick. If you're reflecting over the X axis, you need to change the sign. You need to change the sign of the Y. If you're reflecting over the X, change the sign of the Y. So where's the X axis right here? Is it horizontal or vertical? This is your X axis right here. We want to reflect over it. So you have 2 options. You can do it like we did up top. Or the trick is to change the sign of the Y. Well, this is your X and this is your Y. So if it was positive, it now becomes negative. So it becomes 1 stays the same. All of your X's stay the same. 1, 3, 4, and 2. Those stay the same. Dylan, you with me? All we do is change the sign of the Y. It was positive, now it's negative. It was positive, now it's negative. It was negative, now it's positive and positive. So now to put these new points, all you have to do is go graph them. Dylan, I need you to write these down with me.
So could we bend that way at top?
You can. Yes.
Okay.
Is that, you like that way better?
Yeah.
Sometimes, though, here's the bad part. Sometimes it gets a little bit more difficult and it might get confusing, so memorize this just in case. Okay, alright, let's do B. Well, if we reflected over the X, we change the sign of the Y. What do you think we're going to do if we're reflecting over the Y? Change the sign of the X. It's just flipped. So if we're reflecting over the Y, now we need to change the sign of the X. So let's go ahead and write the OG points. Goes to XY. So, they're the same exact points. A is 1, 1. B is 3, 2. I'm going to run out of room. C is 4, negative 1. I'll write it real small. D is 2, negative 3. Okay, so now, when we're going to our new, we're not going to change the sign of the Y, so I'm going to go ahead and write 1, 2, negative 1. Are y'all following me? Negative 3. I'm not going to change the sign of the Y. I'm going to change the sign of the X. So it was positive. Now it becomes negative. All those changed. So go plot those new points. This time we're reflecting over the y-axis, which is right here. So you can count, that's fine, or you can use the new points. Okay. All right, last scenario. Last scenario, we're reflecting over the line y equals x. You're reflecting over the line y equals x. Does anyone know what this line looks like? Does anybody know what the line y equals x looks like? Well, if it looks like this, it would start at, where does it start at? Y equals mx plus b. It begins at 0 and it has a slope of 1. So the line of y equals x looks like this. It starts at 0. Go ahead and plot this with me. And it has a slope of 1. Up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, or down 1 over 1. Has a slope of 1. So it's a vertical line that goes straight through the middle. This is what the graph y equals x looks like. This is our last scenario of this lesson. Now, you can't count this. So if y'all have been trying to use my shortcuts before, that's fine. You have to learn my shortcuts now. You cannot count this. You cannot count where B goes. I mean, you can kind of see, but it gets really confusing. So you need to learn my shortcut. If you're reflecting over this line, all you do is switch your x and y's. You just switch them. So switch x and y. So let's write our original points, OG points. And then let's go graph them. So write your original points and then go, oh, they're already graphed, never mind. Cancel that out, that's not prime, it's just C. Okay, so these are original. Now, to get our new, all I want you to do is switch those points. So A becomes, I want you to literally switch the whole thing. So it becomes y comma x. Well, so what's A prime become? 1, 1. They stay the exact same thing, right? Okay, but B prime becomes what? 2, 3. C prime becomes, Tariq, I need you to write this down with us. Come on. Tariq, come on, write this down. When you switch these, it becomes negative 1, 4. And then D prime becomes what? Negative 3, 2. So go plot these points once you're done. Well, A stays the same, right? Because it's on the line of reflection, A stays the exact same. But all the rest of them will change. So that's the reflection over the line y equals x. And that's all of this lesson. So there's 4 different cases. You're either reflecting over a line, 3 different cases. You're reflecting over a line, reflecting over an axis, or reflecting over y equals x. Okay, so if you flip to the back, here's your classwork / homework. So I want you to do these. You're right here, this is example number 3. You're reflecting over y equals x. That's example 3. This one you're reflecting over the y-axis. That's example number 2. You're reflecting over the x-axis. That's again example 2. And then this one goes with example number 1. Okay? I want you to finish all 4 of these. Go.